send it down the ice. Leaves it for Goodwin. Up the near side and over the line. Goodwin with a lot of speed. Wait, shoots, and they score! The Knights get one back, and Goodwin gets her first goal in quite some time as that speed absolutely burns the skating Saints. And it's 3-2, and the Knights have made it within one.
I don't know how they got that one past Nordstrom.
Knights have to try and get this first unit off for St. Lawrence. This has been the one that's been really good. Sent for Seghetti, working high slot, shoots, rebound, and they score. As a play coming from Kennedy Wilson gets right past Doucette. That's 2 goals on 4 shots for Doucette. For Hurry, spins around, sends it around the boards, back on over, intercepted by Tayo. As the Knights were in the area on that one, is now it's going to be intercepted by Catterall. Catterall moving in for the Knights, a shot, rebound, loose, they score! Sinna Catterall gets another goal for this Knights first line with a minute to go in the second, and we're tied at 4 apiece. Puck is dropped and we're underway. Martino, high slot as Elena one-timer, and they score! It's a good goal by Ryan Taylor as he gets a backdoor feed on the one-timer. 3-1 the score, and maybe, just maybe, the Knights might have a little bit left in them. Tries to find Gosling. The power play expires. Knights need to hurry here. Wynn looking for space. A shot. They score! Haley Wynn, a shot from up top. And it's 4-3. The Knights have a 1-goal lead once again. Live from Teal Arena on the campus of Clarkson University, WTSC Sports presents Clarkson Golden Knights hockey. Tonight, the Golden Knights face the Yale Bulldogs. On the right side of us, a Middle 4 team in the ECAC hungry for a return to where they were 2 years ago. On the left, a team that's been struggling to find their identity all year. Its time is quickly running out. All of this coming up next on WTSC FM, your student radio home for Clarkson Athletics. As we welcome you into the broadcast booth, I'm Jeremy DeSalvo alongside David Murphy for tonight's game. And of course, David, it's been just under 2 years since we experienced one of the biggest upsets that Clarkson has ever delivered, coming into the ECAC semifinal round against Yale. It seemed like no one could crack the code against Yale's back end in that year, and Clarkson would become the first team to crack the code. And it came at the right time, because Clarkson would pull off the upset in double overtime before ultimately falling to Colgate in the ECAC finals. But tonight it feels like roles are kind of reversed. Clarkson's a team with a solid back end, similar to Yale 2 years ago. But Yale, of course, is a team that struggled to get key wins, similar to Clarkson 2 years ago. 5-4 overtime win is what we saw over Yale for the Knights earlier this year, and this game will come down to the wire.
Of course, Jeremy, there's never been a question of that. Clarkson only has 2 less losses than the Bulldogs. The games against common opponents put Clarkson as the favorite, but that doesn't tell the full story. This Yale team is an older one, and many of the players were freshmen at the time of the upset. I'm sure that they are going to want to take down Clarkson before they graduate. And looking at how Clarkson has been performing recently, it's now or never for Yale.
Couldn't agree more with that. This game is also important in the ECAC playoff race. If the season ended today, Clarkson would get a first-round bye with the 4th seed, and Yale would host a first-round playoff game with the 7th seed. Of course, David, the season doesn't end today, though.
Yes, Jeremy. There are only 5 weeks left in ECAC play. For Clarkson, they control their own destiny, with St. Lawrence on the schedule for 2 games and Cornell and Colgate both on tap for 1 game each. If Clarkson can win the rest of their games, they will finish the 1 seed. For Yale, they need some help to get to the 1 seed.
And help they do need. They need to win games, but it's also going to take a little bit from other teams as well to get them there, because other teams have to lose at the point that Yale is at. They are 6th in the ECAC right now. I believe it's 7th, actually, in the ECAC. Yes, it is. As Yale, of course, this year, they have a solid back end, but they've struggled to win games in an ultra-competitive ECAC landscape. As we go into our seasons at a glance for both sides, as why don't you take it away for Clarkson, David?
Clarkson started off the year strong with a 9-0 win against St. Mike's and followed it up immediately with a 14-0 win against St. Mike's. They went 6-2 win against Vermont and a 4-0 win against Robert Morris, followed immediately by a 3-0 win against Robert Morris. They lost 1-3 against Boston College and again 3-4 against Boston College with a 3-goal comeback for Boston College in the third period. Followed that up with a 3-0 loss to Quinnipiac, a 6-3 win against Princeton, a 3-2 overtime win against Union, and a 2-0 win against RPI. They followed that up with a 1-1 tie to St. Lawrence and a 2-0 win versus St. Lawrence in a non-conference game, a 4-1 win against Brown, a 4-3 overtime win against Yale, a 5-4 overtime win against St. Thomas, a 4-0 win against Merrimack, the Smashville champions, and a 5-3 win against Dartmouth, a 5-1 win against Harvard, and most recently a 3-0 loss to Cornell.
Yes, David. For the Knights, it's really been up and down has been the name of the game this year. They would win 6 straight, be one of the best teams record-wise in the country, and then fall to Boston College in a game that we thought the Knights would roll Boston College. Instead, Boston College is starting to climb up the rankings for the first time in program history. It's been a really good season for them. Unfortunately, they're not going to be playing in the Beanpot Finals this year. They did wind up losing to Northeastern in that one in an absolute crazy game. As, again, you give up 3 goals in the first. That's usually it for that game. Let's take a look at the Yale side of things. Again, for the Bulldogs, they're an Ivy League school, which means they, of course, play 5 games less than every other school in college hockey. But they would start off with a 5-1 exhibition win against McGill. They would take a 9-0 win against St. Anselm, 3-1 win against Princeton, 1-1 tie with a shootout loss to Quinnipiac, 5-1 loss to Harvard, 2-1 win against Dartmouth, 2-0 loss to Cornell, 4-3 loss to Colgate. They would take a 4-1 win against Brown, 3-0 against Brown the next night. Would play St. Lawrence at home. They'd take a 2-1 loss to St. Lawrence, 4-3 overtime loss to Clarkson. Then they would win against UConn in the Nutmeg Classic, a 3-1 win in that one. And then, of course, they become the Nutmeg Classic champions in a shootout win against Quinnipiac. I think it might be the first time in a long time Yale has come out victorious in that. 3-1 win against Union, 3-1 loss to RPI. 8-1 win against Robert Morris, a 5-4 overtime win against Robert Morris. Then a 4-3 loss to Northeastern, 2-1 overtime win against Princeton, putting them at 10-7-2 overall through 19 games played so far. They have 10 to go, like every team in the ECAC, except for the Capital Region teams who have 9 to go, and they're 4-6-1 in conference as well. Obviously, for Yale, not the season they want. They want to try and get to the top of the ECAC, so does every team. However, it is really tightened up in recent years, and last year at this time, the Knights claimed a home playoff game. They already clinched it. It's going to be at least 2 more weeks before anything else happens playoff-wise, though, because of how tight it is.
Very competitive ECAC this year.
Agreed. All right, with that, we're going to go into our players to listen to. David, you got the Golden Knights.
Yeah, so first we got Sydney Fess. Fess is heating up at the right time. Last year, Alexei Gay was extremely important as a third goal-scoring defender. Fess is beginning to become a goal scorer, which is extremely important coming into the stretch. Listen for her to pounce when the puck is loose and close. She may be able to boost the power play at the top of the zone if put on the first unit.
Yeah, David, Fess has really stepped into this program and done a good job so far, and she's starting to keep up with winning Gosling and scoring on defense as well. She was amazing this weekend. I think she got ECAC Defender of the Week. She's looked really good as of recent.
Absolutely. Next up, we got Ann Cherkowski. Clarkson needs a player to take charge and be the one to sneak it past Dukarich. Cherkowski is Clarkson's top forward and is amazing on the doorstep. If there is anyone that can get the puck over the goal line, it is her. Listen for Cherkowski to get possession as she tries to hold until just the right time before shooting.
Yes, Cherkowski's game is mainly based on possession. She tries to hold on towards the net as long as she can and wait until the right time to take a shot. That's what you need in this game. You need a player that can do that. Easy shots ain't going to find their way past Dukarich. As we saw during warm-up, she didn't let anything through. She is at the top of her game right now. It's going to take another player at the top of her game to get past her.
And finally, we got Jenna Goodwin. Jenna Goodwin is a speedy forward that plays a small but important role for Clarkson. She has worked on different parts of her game to adapt against different teams and goaltenders. She is most dangerous on special teams, as her speed is difficult for penalty killers to keep up with. Listen for speed up the wings, slap shots on the power play, and shots from the high slot.
Yes. Goodwin is the fastest player the Knights have. It's not going to be it's not going to be as dangerous 5-on-5, but if you go 5-on-4 on the power play, Goodwin's speed is going to cause breaks to form in the formation. That's what you want to get here. You need to try and find a shot on net. If it gets deflected, I think Dukarich is going to stop it easily. But also, tips in front are important as well, and I think Goodwin could get a good tip in front, get goals off that.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at the players to listen for in Yale. And our first one, of course, Pia Dukarich. 18 games played, 18 games started, 1.88 goals against average with a .920 save percentage. She was the 2022-23 goalie of the year for the ECAC, and she's an important player in this game. She plays like she did in 2022. She will be the player of this game and shut the door on Clarkson. This game pretty much hinges around her, so listen for her to make some amazing saves.
Absolutely. A former goalie of the year. She's good.
Yeah, and she's not been as good as that sophomore year, but she's looking to try and match it. She's a senior, and she does not have an extra year of eligibility from COVID, so she will be going somewhere next year, whether it's overseas or the PWHL. I want to see her in the PWHL personally, though.
Whoever gets her is going to be lucky.
Yeah, she will be a very good goalie in the PWHL. There's no doubt about that. Next up, Cammie Bell, 11 goals, 5 assists, 16 points, plus 3. The freshman forward is the hottest player on Yale right now. 9 points in the last 4. That's impressive. And a hat trick against Northeastern, where she was the only goal scorer. Her hat trick against Northeastern was impressive. She's Yale's go-to tonight. Listen for her to take shots towards the net. She's a natural goal scorer.
Absolutely. Having someone who can score goals is super important, especially against a team like Clarkson, who has a good defense.
Agreed with that. And then via Poniatowska, I got to get that off my pronunciation chart. Poniatowska is our last player tonight. Sorry for butchering the name really badly there. 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points, plus 14. She is going to have her hands full tonight as a defender, as she is going to have to shut down Clarkson's top line. If she can do that, I think Clarkson isn't going to stand a chance tonight.
Absolutely. Not only is their goalie going to be important, but their defenders. The less shots that Clarkson can take on goal, the less times that Dukarich is going to have to step in and be amazing.
Tonight, Brickwood and Westling near side face-off circle to get back underway. We wait for the red light to turn off, and we will get underway. Knights win this face-off. Run a set play off it here. Try and get down the ice and maybe tee one up. Knights easily win the face-off. Now Kaylin Taylor, around the boards it goes. Now Martino trying to get it free. Rickwood sends it across to the far side. Now for Mannion. Cuts on out, sends it to the far side. Far side, and now Chaplot gets it, but couldn't quite hold on. As now here comes Westling in over the line, drops it back. Lashak pulling, shooting, he scores. Lashak, a good goal as he got that one dropped back. A high slot goal and a grade A scoring chance, and we're tied 1-1.
There's Slew coming back for you.
St. Lawrence already comes back. It was a shot from the high slot, and St. Lawrence had numbers there. Obviously didn't go well for the Knights, and we will get back underway. I want to see who the Knights send out here. They got their top defensive pairing on following the score. Clarkson's been playing the better game, but St. Lawrence is catching up quickly, Natalie.
Yeah, I mean, they're almost even in shots right now, too.
1-1 the score, the time of the goal coming at the 10:48 mark of the period. As it's sent around the boards again. Another big hit by the Knights as now Dom races after it. And that one will get blown dead. Dom's going to get called for a penalty there.
That is not what the Knights want to take right now.
I guess he cross-checked in the back, and he's going to get called for that. So actually it was Sigurdsson on that one. He must have made another hit along the boards on a cross-check. So here comes a penalty kill for the Knights. They've been doing good in this category, but St. Lawrence has been holding possession for a long time when they get possession of the puck, and that could prove to be dangerous here. Connors and Richardson on the far side, face-off circle. St. Lawrence wins the face-off. Back for Burgeon, far side, dropped it back. Short-handed rush almost for the Knights, but broken on up as now they'll clear it finally all the way down. Easy cleared for the Knights at the 8:40 mark of the period, and Natalie, those clears are going to make a big difference in this power play.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to keep St. Lawrence off of it as much as you can, and I think that's what they're aiming to do with the clearing.
Sent for Gavars, far side, cuts back, trying to send it back up top. Gets it for Burgeon, couldn't get it, and now the Knights with a short-handed rush back the other way. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Here's Richardson cutting through everyone. Bargo's backdoor side. Knights couldn't get a shot off. Oh my goodness, what a short-handed rush. We're not really used to seeing those. Near side Connors sends it to the far side, intercepted by the Knights as here comes Dom and he'll dump it in. Knights have done a good job killing this one off as it was a 2-on-1 back the other way, but St. Lawrence well defended that one, and I'm surprised that didn't even go in. Knights sitting in a 1-3 formation, keeping 3 players back here. As now here comes Chaplot drops it back for Tremblay. Near side and over the line to the far side for LaPointe. LaPointe trying to cut around Trey Taylor back up top, intercepted by Dom, and yet another short-handed rush for the Knights. And over the line is O'Donnell, tries a shot. That one didn't find its way on net, and now the Knights will have to defend here. Here comes Tremblay back in over the line. One-on-one is LaPointe. Far angle. Tries to cut from the far side, sends it for Chaplot back up top. 35 seconds to go in the Knights' penalty kill. Now it's sent to the far side for Tremblay. Tremblay back up top. He misses the play down the ice, and that's just about the same thing as clearing it. Too many miscommunications. A slingshot by the goaltender as he sent that one really long. Good passing by Kaczynski. That's possibly some of the things from a goaltender. St. Lawrence almost caught with too many on the ice. Now here comes Stukovic. Short-handed rush. Again, this is the third one so far in this one, and now Barkos driving towards net, but the puck didn't stay with him. Now here comes St. Lawrence back the other way with numbers. Sent for Thorson. Back on over to the far side. Gets it for Bandu. Wide open a shot. Good save, Lincoln. A rebound. Second hit chance. They score. Bandu. Not a power play goal, but the Knights too aggressive on the kill there, and that's really what led to that goal, as St. Lawrence now has a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I mean, those rushes sound great, on paper, but it leaves them kind of defenseless when they're coming back after they turn over the puck inevitably.
Yeah, so it was just a bad rebound, and Lingenegger had to make 3 saves as a 3-on-2 came back the other way for St. Lawrence, and that goal coming at the 13:58 mark of the first period. 2-1 St. Lawrence, as St. Lawrence now has the lead. Rickwood and Connors on the faceoff. Puck is dropped and we're